Sophomore guard Andre Curbelo has transferred to St. John's for the upcoming season. He and the team are practicing and gearing up for an exhibition tour in the Dominican Republic. Here to talk all things Red Storm is New York Post Zach Braziller. Zach, let's talk about the addition of Curbelo. It's a big deal, but how does this affect their current point guard, Posh Alexander?
It's really, to me, the biggest question for this team coming to the season. Posh Alexander has been a very good point guard for St. John's his first 2 years. Andre Curbelo is a very talented point guard in his own right. Now they're kind of mixing these two guys in. Now, Posh said all the right things yesterday when we were out at practice. He's honored and he's blessed to have a player like that. Now, we'll see how it works. These are two guys who are used to playing with the ball. One thing the coaching staff is very hopeful of is as a freshman, when Posh played with another point guard, Rasheem Dunn, he had a really good year. He shot the ball better than he did this past year. So there is hope that these guys could kind of be a two-headed snake at the top of the press, create tons of opportunities for others. They're both good defenders. Obviously time will tell, but I think early on they like what they see here.
Well, this was a big transfer for St. John's. What does Curbelo bring to the Johnnies? System, offense, and culture?
He's a fantastic talent. He was a big-time player at Long Island Lutheran. He was a top 40 recruit. He was the Big Ten Sixth Man of the Year as a freshman in Illinois. This past year, nothing really went right. He had a bad concussion. He missed a few months. He really never found himself. He's a guy that you could take some of the pressure off Posh as their focal point guard. He's a guy that's really going to find teammates. He's a tremendous passer. He's a good defender. He's an elite player. Now, if he could be what he was more as a freshman than he was as a sophomore, I think it's a big-time find for St. John's, and he's going to create shots for a lot of guys. Now, the one issue is both Posh and Curbelo are not great shooters. Posh as a freshman showed more as a three-point shooter than he did this past year. So the hope is he could kind of find that shot. But that is one issue, is spacing, and does St. John's have enough shot makers to make it work?
All right, so they're not shot makers, or they're not pure shooters in that retrospective, but how does their duo, how does this duo change the squad? What can they do as a duo to make this squad better?
Look, Mike Anderson teams always play fast. They press. They like to be up tempo. They like to play with a ton of pace. Now you have two guys who do that exceptionally well. They're both great in transition. They're both great at pushing the ball. St. John's has a deep roster. They're probably going to go 10 or 11 deep. And now that you have these two guys there, that's going to kind of enable them to be even better in transition. And they brought in some other really good athletes. David Jones, a transfer from DePaul, freshman, top four-star recruit, AJ Storr. So I think that the roster is better fit to play the way Mike Anderson wants to play. We obviously have to see it happen, but I think there is potential for this to be a pretty good team.
All eyes are on the Red Storm this season. Zach, thanks for your time.
Anytime.